Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Got it.
Let's see. 10 o'clock. You ready? All right, let's see. Miss Kane Roby, are you ready in yours?
I am, Your Honor. I'm ready when you are.
All right. Do you have any that you want to call?
Yes, 21C86, Your Honor.
Yes.
South Central Property Management versus Parks and Romines. If we could pass that one for 30 days, I believe the property manager is attempting to work out an agreement, and they just need some more time to try to get that worked out, please.
All right, March the 23rd. At 9 o'clock or at 10 o'clock, sorry.
At 10?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And
All
next
right.
we have South Central Property Management versus Haley Ford.
Yes, ma'am. You want to have a hearing in that one?
Yes, sir, if we can.
Okay. Court calls the case of South Central Property Management versus Haley Ford. It appears is Miss Ford here? If you are, you'll have to unmute your microphone. Well, let me find out who these other folks are. The person on the Moto G7, what's your name? You'll have to unmute your microphone on the bottom left.
Charles Duff.
All right. We'll get to you in just a second. Thank you. And the person that says ride, what's your name? You have to unmute your microphone on the bottom left. And what's
Is
your
that
name?
right?
Yeah.
That works?
What's your name?
Michael Asbury.
All right. We'll get back to you in a second. Thank you. All right, then this is 21C 87 South Central Property Management versus Haley Ford. Does not appear she is here, but has been noticed of today's court date. All right, Miss Kane Roby, who would you like to call?
I would like to call Miss Sherry Key, please.
Miss Key, if you'll raise your right hand. You'll have to unmute your microphone as well.
I'm sorry. I thought it was.
All right. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right. May I ask?
Okay. Please state your name and position with South Central Property Management.
My name is Sherry Key. I'm the property manager for South Central Property.
And please inform the court of the property that is being unlawfully detained.
204B Forster Drive, Glasgow, Kentucky.
And please tell the court why the plaintiffs have filed this action.
She is, we're not renewing her lease and she won't come in and sign a new lease. So I just don't want to renew one now.
And subsection X of the written lease agreement gives the opportunity to do that, correct? With 30 days of written notice from either party?
Yes, ma'am.
And on what date was the tenant provided written notice?
December the 14th of 2020.
Okay, and that was over 30 days before this was filed, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
As required by subsection X. Okay, and the tenant has not provided you with an executed copy of the CDC form, is that correct?
That is correct.
And Your Honor, it appears Ms. Ford was served on February 1st.
All right. Then based on the testimony, the fact that Ms. Ford has not, was noticed and has not appeared, the court will sign this forcible detainer judgment. She'll have 7 days from today to vacate that property. All right.
Okay.
Yep. The next one you have is Adams.
Yes, that's our last one.
All right. Court calls the case of South Central Property Management versus Brandon Adams, 21C 96. Mr. Adams, doesn't appear that he is here, but he was, looks like he was served notice. So would you like to call Miss Key?
I would, please.
You remain under oath. May I ask?
Okay, please state your name and position with South Central Property Management.
My name is Sherry Key and I'm the property manager for South Central Property.
And can you please inform the court of the property that is being unlawfully detained?
170 Madison Lane, Glasgow, Kentucky.
And can you please tell the court why the plaintiffs have filed this action?
The tenants are beyond their lease term and it looks like the house is abandoned.
Okay, and can you please testify as to why you believe abandonment has taken place?
The electric has also been shut off on the house and the water, and there's nobody there.
And do you know approximately what date you believe? I know you probably don't have the exact date, but when you think the electricity might have turned off, when neighbors may have seen the tenant last?
It was December probably around the 2nd was the last time a tenant seen.
Okay. But subsection X, once again, does provide for non-renewal of lease, correct? With 30 days of written notice?
Yes, ma'am.
And on what date did you provide the tenant written notice?
December the 14th of 2020.
And neither of these tenants have provided you with an executed CDC form, is that correct?
That is correct.
And Your Honor, it appears the defendants were served on February 3rd.
All right, then based on the testimony, the fact that they were noticed and did not appear, court will sign this forcible detainer judgment. They will have 7 days from today to vacate that property.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
You too. Thank you.
All right, guess, Mr. Pack, we could talk about yours maybe real quick and see if that's something that, I know we talked yesterday. I didn't know if you got the information that we talked about.
I didn't get the information, Your Honor, from the court. I went online on CourtNet to kind of get the history of it after you alerted to me what the issue was. And I went over and got a copy of the deed just so I could, because I was not aware that it was a 1/2 interest situation. Because obviously that changes
Yes, sir.
the situation. I have confirmed the deed. 1/2 of the property that the question of this forcible detainer is owned by Beechel Rhodes, which I believe I see his name on the screen here, and then 1/2 is owned by the estate of Mitchell Rhodes.
Yes, sir.
I think what we're talking about, and I've got my client, I see her on the screen there.
Yep, she's here.
Areas. I think what we're talking about is a mobile home that's on that real estate. I don't think, based on the PVA records, I do not see where that mobile home was attached to the land for tax purposes. I don't know. Lola Rhodes tells me that the mobile home is owned by Mitchell Rhodes. I don't know if Beechel Rhodes agrees with that or not. I've not seen the actual title. So we may need to inquire of Mr. Beechel Rhodes what his thoughts are regarding this eviction and or the ownership of that trailer before we can even move forward.
Let me ask you this, do you think it would be beneficial if I put all those parties into a room and you could talk with them about and see what you could, that way everybody can talk? I don't have to hear it.
Yeah, that'd be fine, Your Honor. If you can
I'll do
that.
I'll do these other cases while we wait on you guys to come back.
All right, I believe Mr. Duffy needs to be part of that as well.
Yep. So I think maybe Mr. Collins is here too.
Okay.
So excellent. Mr. Collins, Mr. Duffy, Mr. Rhodes, and Miss Rhodes, there's going to be something that pops up on your screen for you to go into another room. You'll be able to talk with Mr. Pack, Miss Rhodes' attorney, and maybe you guys can figure out what you need to do. And then once you're finished in that room, if you'll just close it out, it'll bring you back in here and we'll talk about what we need to do. Okay. So let me see if I can make this work. Let's see. Brian Pack, Charles Duffy, Miss Rhodes, and Beechel Rhodes. I think that's got them all.
All right.
All right. So just follow that on your screen. You can go talk in there. All right. Let's see. We got court calls the case of Mike Smith versus Michael Asbury. Mr. Smith, you're here.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Asbury, you'll have to unmute your mic on the bottom left. All right. You can hear me, correct?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right, this is 21C
Yes.
105, a forcible detainer complaint. So, Mr. Asbury, we're here because Mr. Smith has filed this forcible detainer complaint alleging that you have violated your lease agreement and they're asking that you vacate that property. Do you agree there has been a violation and he can ask you to leave, or would you like to have a hearing about that?
What happened was he
Well,
came in
if you, I mean,
and
before we get into
took
you
all
telling
the
me,
appliances out.
hold on. Before you get into telling me what happened, I just want to know if you agree.
No, I don't agree with it. I don't agree.
So you want to
No,
have a
I don't
hearing?
agree.
So you'd like to have a
Yeah.
hearing? All right. Everybody
Yes,
that's
sir.
going to testify, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're
Right
about to give
hands
will be
up.
the truth?
I do.
The truth,
Yes,
the whole
sir.
truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir, I do.
All right. All right,
Yes,
so
sir.
I'm going to ask Mr. Smith questions. While I do that, Mr. Asbury, you can't talk. Mr. Smith, when I ask Mr. Asbury
Okay.
questions, you can't talk. It won't, this doesn't work, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Smith. Do you own a property at 106A North 3rd Street in Cave City, Kentucky?
Yes, sir.
That's in Barren County?
Yes.
Did you rent that to Michael Asbury?
Yes.
Did you have a written lease agreement?
Yes.
All right. And you're asking that he vacate because he violated some lease terms?
Yes, Your Honor, and the lease is expired.
Okay. And it has not been renewed?
It has not.
And when did it expire?
It expired in the end of September.
Okay, so it's been on a month-to-month lease since then?
Yes, sir.
Did you give him a notice to vacate?
Yes, sir.
When did you do that?
January 2nd.
How did you do that?
I posted it on his door and hand delivered a copy. His girlfriend had it in her hand.
Okay, have you taken any money from him since that time?
I haven't taken any money from him since November.
Okay. All right, Mr. Asbury, do you agree that you were on a month-to-month lease, that your lease had expired in September?
Yes, sir.
Did he give you a notice to vacate?
Yes, he did.
In January?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Have you paid, has he taken any money from you since that time?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, then regardless of what these other violations may be, if you have a rental agreement that's up and he's asking you to vacate because of that, and he's giving you notice, then he would have the right to do that. I mean, you're welcome to tell me whatever you want, but I'm not sure that any of the details about whether you've disturbed anybody or whether somebody
I
lives there.
requested repairs,
Right.
and
Those
the
things,
repairs have not been done.
yeah, those would be things that you would have to have a separate lawsuit about. This is only about whether you have to vacate the property or whether you don't. This isn't about any money.
Okay, that's fine. I just want to know how much time I got.
Well, for this, I mean, when I sign this,
with the
you'll have,
weather last week,
yeah. When
I
I
would have already
sign,
been out.
when I sign this, you'll have 7 days from today to vacate unless you came up with a different
Well, that's
arrangement.
fine.
Unless you came up with a different arrangement with Mr. Smith.
No, that'll be fine. 7 days is fine. I was only going to ask for 5, but yeah, 7 days is fine.
Well, I'm not allowed to make it shorter or longer. The law just tells me I have to do 7 days, and that's what it is.
Yeah, I can go with that, Judge.
All right, then I'm going to sign this forcible detainer judgment. You'll have 7 days from today to vacate unless you come up with something different with Mr. Smith, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, have a good day.
Yes, sir. You have a good one.
Thank you. Let me kick all these other people out of that room so they come back in here. The gentleman that's on.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Hold on.
Yeah.
They still, Lola and her attorney are talking in private. He told
Oh.
us to let you know that they're talking and that when
Whoops.
they get finished, they'll come back. Did you already boost them?
Their room's gonna close in 43 seconds, but I'll put them back in there.
Judge,
All
we're
right.
talking by phone. It's okay. You can close that room.
Okay.
Okay.
The gentleman that's here under surround sounds, what's your name? You have to unmute your microphone on the bottom left.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. What's your name?
James Gross, Groce.
Okay. Mr. Gross, I have a note here from Miss East. I guess that's not her name anymore. I guess it's King's. But she has indicated that she was just served and she's asking that she get another day to be able to prepare. I don't know. Oh, okay. So, I mean, probably what I'll do is grant her motion to continue it this time and put it off a week or two. Which one works best for you?
Well, excuse me, either one's fine, Judge. Like I said, this happened in December and, you know, she hasn't bothered. I tried contacting her before we had to go through all this.
I understand. I mean, maybe she'll try to work it out between now and then. I don't know. But
yeah, that's fine. I just want my vehicle fixed. That's all.
She got served a few days ago and she said she needed more time and I usually will do that for folks at least once.
County and Dave sent it back to me saying I had to take it to Warren County. Then when I went down there, of course, the snow and ice, they were closed. And I didn't get it into the next day after that. So, but no, she didn't have very much time.
So let's just try 2 weeks and then that way she should have plenty of time. And we won't have to worry about continuing it again. Okay. So we're going to put it on March the 9th at 10 o'clock.
March 9th at 10 a.m.
Yes, sir. It'll be the same Zoom link. Okay. If there's any evidence that you need me to have or exhibits or whatever, you need to get those to the courthouse beforehand. I don't know if there are or not, but.
Well, everything I have, I've already turned into the courthouse, like copies of, where she had no insurance, my insurance, police report, so forth.
Sounds like you've done all that then. Okay. We'll see you back here March the 9th at 10 o'clock.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. All right. Let's see. Mr. Pack, you got any? What do we want?
Your Honor.
Okay.
After becoming more familiar with the facts and reviewing the complaint, I've explained to Miss Lola Rhodes that a forcible detainer is not the appropriate way to resolve this issue. Mr. Beechel Rhodes as a part owner of the land, he does not agree with it. And because it's my legal opinion that unless all owners of the land agree, then you can't do a forcible detainer. You actually have to go through circuit court to resolve it. So we'll have to file a circuit court action akin to a foreclosure if we can't reach an agreement by everybody. It may be that we all can talk and reach an agreement, but I do acknowledge, and Ms. Rhodes understands, that this court doesn't have jurisdiction under those circumstances.
All right, then.
I wonder if Beechel Rhodes might give me his phone number though, so I can reach out to him later I don't know if they're willing to do that. I forgot to ask them in the breakout room.
Mr. Veachel Rhodes, are you interested in giving Mr. Pack your number?
Yes, sir.
He won't send it out to everybody. I can attest to that. So you can trust him with it.
It's,
What is that phone number?
it's 317
Okay,
714
okay,
7118.
7118. Okay,
Well, Mr. Rhodes and Mr. Collins and Mr. Duffy, I appreciate you guys with this several times we've had to be here. I mean, the case is getting dismissed today for lack of jurisdiction. There may be some other case that's filed, but maybe you guys can get it worked out. I hope everybody, hope it works out so everybody can, everybody can be happy. It may not be possible, but I hope that happens.
if Charles and the other ones want to give me their number too, they don't have to, but if they want to, I'm happy to be in contact with them as well. And just so you all know, I'm the attorney.
Yes.
I'm the attorney Lola has hired to be for Mitchell Rhodes estate, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Mr. Duffy, if you want to give him, you're welcome to give Mr. Pack your number as well, if you'd like. I mean, he's settling the estate for Mitchell Rhodes.
Right. Okay, mine's is 317
Okay,
503
503
5443
5443.
5443.
Okay,
Mr. Collins, are you interested in that?
Yes, sir.
what's your number, Frank?
Area code 317
Yes,
513
513
6667.
6667. All right, thank you, Judge. I'm sorry to have taken your time with that, but it was easier with everybody there.
No,
So-
you made it easier for me today, because once I told you about that yesterday, I was like, well, maybe I knew there was an issue with this, and
Yeah.
just me getting all the proof, but you've made it easier for me. So I
Well,
appreciate
you saved me the embarrassment because I wasn't aware that it was half owned by Mr. Veachel Road. So that solved the problem pretty quick.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen, very much. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you,
You
Judge.
too, Judge.
All right, thank you.
What's that?